No money for down payment, a low credit score, but you really want to buy a home. What should you do? What are the first steps? Where do you start? Guys, in the next 10 minutes, we're going to go into depth on 2 tips on what you should do, what you should prepare for if you find yourself in the same situation. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to open my screen, I'm going to do a share, and you'll be able to see what the live purchase scenario for one of my clients that has a low credit score, that has a very low down payment, and is able to get approved. By the way, I received this question from one of my followers on Instagram, and I'm sure that there's a ton of people that find themselves in the same situation. Guys, my name is Steve. I'm your mortgage broker and founder of AUE Lending, located in the Bay Area. Now, just going to give you a quick rundown what we're going to touch. First is going to be down payment. Second is going to be credit score. And then 3, I'm going to open up my screen and show you a live example how all of this is possible. Down payments. Okay, just for basis of information, I'm going to cover a couple numbers that will put all of this into a visual aspect. Now, 3% down payment is a program that's allowed nationwide. This could be any state, any city, and the maximum finance is $726,200. So you could use 3% down payment, meaning you could buy a house, townhouse, condo up to $749, only bringing in $23,000. Now, I know what many of you will say, Steve, you know, you're in the Bay Area, we're in the Bay Area, there's not many options for $749. I agree. Now, for those people, those borrowers, those cities that have higher price real estate, there is a 3.5% down payment option, which has a maximum loan amount of $1,089,300. Meaning you could buy something, it could be again townhouse, house, condo, with a price tag of $1,128,000, and you only need to bring in $39,000. I have a really detailed video that you could watch on the channel that kind of covers the different sources of down payments that you could use. I promise you that 2 of them, or maybe 3 of them, you might not even know about or even think about, but you have them already. Also, I do want to touch shortly, there are grants, so I do get questions a lot for people that cannot find the 3% down payment, but they have the income, they have the credit to pass the qualifications. There's also options. It's called grants. In the state of California, we have a really popular one. It's called Cal FHA, but rule of thumb is a down payment assistance grant. They could give you from 3 to 6% of the purchase price, which you could use for the down payment, for the closing costs, for the prepaid items. So this is money you could use for the purchase. Of course, you have to qualify through their criteria, but assuming you do, and there's 2 options. Some grants are forgivable. Those usually have some criteria where you have to live a certain amount of years before the amount is forgivable, or the ones that are more common these days is non-forgivable. There's no payments on them, but you do have to pay them back, whether it's using your own cash just to pay it off, or refinancing, or selling in the future. But this is the more popular one these days, and it's not forgivable, so you do have to pay the grant back. It's an option for people that don't have any down payment. Credit score. Guys, all of these things that we talked about, where you have a minimum down payment, you have a minimum credit score, that minimum credit score needs to be 620. By the way, if you're close to this number or you're not quite there, I do recommend you watch another one of my videos where we go into depth, and then it's going to unravel different options you have, and in some cases you'll be able to increase your credit score 20-40 points in a matter of days. Now, I know what some of you might say, like, Steve, you know, we went to some Facebook group, we went to some forums, we went to Reddit, we went somewhere on the internet, and I see that people with 500 credit scores could buy. Yes, this is true, but rule of thumb, if a lender is going to make an exception and give you a loan with sub 620 credit score, they're gonna want you to make an exception as well, meaning that you'll have to bring your down payment higher. There is options where you could get a financing at 500 credit score, 520, but keep in mind it's not gonna work with the minimum down payment. So if we're talking, for the basis of this video, a borrower with minimum down payment or no down payment and credit score, you're gonna have to have a 620 credit score no matter what. Now let's hover to my screen. I want to show you guys a live example, one of my clients that's going through the process. Boom, my screen is on. So let's take a look. So 779,000. Now this works in the whole nation. This loan, this product is available. 3% down payment. Remember that we have to be at 726,200. You could be less, but you cannot be more because it's a different program. It's going to require more down payment. So 620 credit score. Now I'm going to hit my pricer button, and I have many banks that are already synced in. I could price them out any day from any part of the world. And yeah, it's really easy nowadays. So I have a couple that are set up. 620 purchase price, 3% down payment. This is a single family home. Could be a condo or a townhouse as well. So you see how many different lenders options are willing to lend to this client. I'm just gonna pick the first one that I see. It's a lender that we work with, and they have a really good interest rate, 6.375. Guys, this is 3% down payment, 620 credit score, and as you see on the screen, it's very possible. So if somebody told you that you need to have 700 credit score and 20% down, I just shown you in a live example that there's various lenders that are willing to lend to you, granted that you pass the qualifications and income. That's another part of this whole equation, but for the purpose of this video, I'm only going over a question that I got on Instagram regarding minimum down payment or no down payment and low credit score. So in my experience, I've seen many similar cases, and if this topic touches you, or if you have any additional questions, please leave a comment below. I will make sure we get to it. You will get your answers. And if you have any suggestions or maybe another topic that you want us to cover, please also drop it below. Hit like on the channel, subscribe. It's the only way that you're gonna get notifications about new videos.